Well, hello again and welcome back to the final episode of the racing highlights from the 2025 Bill Brown Helsington Classic Scramble. And here in this video we'll be showing you the last block of races plus the two handicap races that were run at the end of the day. So I do hope you've enjoyed everything that we've brought you from this year's Helsington Classic Scramble, from all of the bikes that we saw around the paddock to these racing highlights that took place over the course of the Sunday race day. So let's get straight into our first item in this final block of 9 races with the last race for the classic bikes. So this will be race 15 and it's the third one for the classic pre-60s, pre-65s, pre-68s and also pre-1974 up to and over 250 cc. And again, although this is a combined race, all of the riders will be sorted out into their respective race classes as they cross the finish line. So another good selection there of old classic bikes as our race starter takes up position in his booth. The 15-second board has already been raised, shortly to B5. So as the gate drops and the riders head up the hill for the first time, it looks like a good start by number 98. That's Liston Bell. Andy Hinchcliffe is currently in second position, being challenged by number 9, Lewis Bell, there on the inside. So a good start there by the Bell brothers. So picking up our race leaders on lap 1, it is number 98, Liston Bell, being challenged by his younger sibling, number 9, Lewis Bell. Both of these riders, I'm pretty sure, are riding those big 4-stroke 540cc Jawa machines. So as they come round to complete lap 1, it's number 98, Liston Bell, in first position. Second, Lewis Bell. Number 9, number 224 is Andy Hinchcliffe. He's in third position on that lovely BSA. That's another bike that we had a look at in our paddock walkabout. So Andy Hinchcliffe is currently in third position. Number 31 going through there, I'm pretty sure it's Stephen Hinchcliffe on the little 250 Elsinore. Number 43 just going past there is Andy Mallock from Scotland, and he's been chased by number 310. That was Scott Remington on that lovely BSA Gold Star. But it looks like we've got a change of leader at the front. It's number 9, Lewis Bell, so he appears to have got the advantage of his older brother, and he's now the leader of this race as he comes round to complete another lap. It's number 98, Liston Bell, in second, and he's having a good old ding-dong there with number 224, Andy Hinchcliffe, currently in third position as these riders head up the hill to begin another racing lap. Number 31 going through there again is Stephen Hinchcliffe. Number 125 was Ian Stainton. So it's been more or less a perfect weekend here at Helsington this year. The weather has been absolutely superb, as you can see, albeit it's maybe been a bit too warm this year, and the racing on the track has been first class as well. And to the few unfortunate riders and some of the paramedics that sustained injuries, we do hope that you all make a full recovery very soon. So we're back with our current race leader, number 9, Lewis Bell, and it's Liston Bell and Andy Hinchcliffe who are currently making a bit of a go of it to try and iron out that second and third placed positions. But as it stands, it's number 98, Liston Bell, who's managed to keep number 224, Andy Hinchcliffe, behind him. And there's your fourth placed positioned rider, number 31, that's Stephen Hinchcliffe. He's been chased by number 125, Ian Stainton on the Clues stroker. Number 139 just going through there is Craig Holmes, and just behind Craig Holmes is number 686, that's Gary Colonel on the 250 Voltaco Pursang. So number 9, Lewis Bell, comes up to pass number 112, that's Andrew Johnson on his little dot scrambler. It looks like this could be win number 3 of the afternoon for the Scotsman from Gore Bridge. So Lewis been riding very well here this afternoon on that big 4-stroke Jawa machine. There's your second place man, Liston Bell, number 98. Andy Hinchcliffe appears to not be able to make a move on Liston Bell for that second place position, but as they cross the line to start their final lap, these two still having a go at each other, so it'll be interesting to see if Liston's going to manage to keep Andy Hinchcliffe behind him for this last lap. And just as I say that, Andy Hinchcliffe dives down the inside, So this man here has certainly been the class of the field in the classic class this weekend. Number 9, Lewis Bell. But here's the battle for second and third place positions. Andy Hinchcliffe looks like he's maybe got the advantage coming down the hill, but Liston's going to have another go down the inside, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take that second place position. Andy got a bit of a slide on there in the corner, so it looks like it's going to be number 98, Liston Bell, who's going to cross the line in second from Andy Hinchcliffe in third. But a cracking race between these two talented riders, and they can see a good bit of appreciation there for each other's skillful riding. So that brings us on to the third and final race for the pre-1978 and pre-1980 bikes. This will be their third and final race of the afternoon, and look out for that man there on the extreme right, number 56. That's Tony Barnes on the CCM. He's the man that's been dominating this class here this afternoon, so keep your eye on Tony Barnes. The starting marshal is in position. The 15-second board has been raised shortly to B5. So as they leave the line, a good start there by number 6. That's Stephen Riley. I think that's one of those big Yamaha HL machines. So Stephen Riley's made a good start, but as we look to the far side of the track, it looks like it's number 62. I think that's Chris Woodward on the 400cc Yamaha. He's been chased by number 56 and passed by Tony Barnes. So Tony Barnes already on his way in the lead of this race, and we've not even completed lap 1. And I think this is how the previous 1978 and 1980 class finished in the previous 2 races, with Tony Barnes the leader and Chris Woodward in second position, but number 6 Stephen Riley just going through there. He's currently in third position. Let's try and pick up a few more of the riders as they make their way through. That number 7 bike there, I think that could be Sam Dickinson. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that could be Sam on that big Michael. So there's your race leader, Tony Barnes, number 56 on the 540cc CCM. I think that's a 1974 bike that Tony's riding, but he's again been the dominant factor in this class all afternoon. He's already won 2 races, and I think Chris Woodward was second to Tony in both of those other races, so it looks like he's well on his way to what could be a hat-trick of wins this afternoon. There's your second place man, number 62, Chris Woodward on the YZ400 Yamaha. So Chris has had another fantastic afternoon here at Helsington. It's certainly been a cracking afternoon for all of the spectators that have turned up to have a look at this event. So they've been basking in the sun all afternoon, so I'm sure they've enjoyed the racing on the track as well. But there's your race leader coming round to complete another lap. He's got quite a decent lead now between himself and second place man Chris Woodward. So Tony Barnes doing very well there on that 4-stroke Alan Clues CCM bike. And I'm pretty sure that at one time Tony's dad, Mike Barnes, would have at one time probably ridden his CCM around this Helsington racetrack, because Mike is also a bit of a legend when it comes to CCMs. Number 785, that looks like Craig Hunter. He looks like he's just said, stuff it, I'm just going to sit here and watch the racing from the comfort of my two-stroke CZ. So it doesn't look like Chris Woodward is going to be able to do anything about the speed of this man here, number 56, Tony Barnes, because he's almost completed another lap. So this is quite ominous looking here, because this could be race win number 3 of the afternoon for Tony as he begins his final lap of this race. So at this point he's looking very comfortable there out in front. There's your second place man, number 62, Chris Woodward. As I said, he's also had a very good afternoon. I think that's going to be 3 second place finishes that Chris is going to take this afternoon. Number 7, who I think is Sam Dickinson, but that particular bike is listed in the programme as a 1981 490 Mega 2, which of course it isn't. That looks more like a 78 or 79 Michael Magnum, but please feel free to correct me if that's not the case. But here's your race leader and possibly your race winner as well. So this looks like it's going to be race win number 3 for number 56, Tony Barnes. So that's a hat-trick of wins for Tony this afternoon. And there's your second place man just about to cross the line. It's going to be 3 second place finishes for number 62, Chris Woodward. So that brings us on to race 17. This is the third and final race for the Twinshock 125A and Twinshock 125B class. As the riders leave the line, Aaron Rose made another good start from the gate. Number 14, Daniel Mason is third or fourth as they head down the hill to begin at lap 1. So let's just see who's going to emerge as our race leader on lap 1. It looks like it's number 21, Ian Knight, on the 1980 125 Yamaha. There's Ian going through in pole position. He's been chased by number 177, Aaron Rowe. Number 51 just going through is Martin Stokes. 94 is Charlie Johnson, just going through there on his Honda. And just making his way down from the top part of the hill, that's our third placed position rider, number 421. It's Robin Cowgill on his Marion 25 Suzuki. But here's the battle at the front between number 21 Ian Knight and number 177 Aaron Rowe, who of course has already won 2 races here in this 125 CC class. But Ian Knight certainly going very well here on that YZ125. That's another one of the bikes that we had a closer look at in our paddock walkabout, you may remember. But looks like Aaron Rowe is lining up some kind of move on Ian Knight for that pole position. So as they come down the hill, it's still number 21 Ian Knight who leads number 177 Aaron Rowe as they come around to complete another racing lap. But certainly Aaron Rowe in second position has been in top form this afternoon, and indeed hard work for Ian Knight to try and keep this talented rider behind him. So Aaron looks like he's going to try a dive up the inside, and looks like he's taken that pole position. Number 37 just going past there was, I think that's Noel Duke on his Honda CR. But we do have a new race leader here at the front, number 177 Aaron Rowe, and he's already beginning to stretch a bit of a lead on second place man Ian Knight. So who knows, this could be a hat-trick of wins for Aaron in the 125 class. But Ian Knight has also done very well here this afternoon. He's currently in second position. We're taking a look at number 86 there. That's Mike Dowson and his CR 250 Honda. And actually that looked like Mike Dowson was passing Robin Cowgill there for that third placed position. So it looks like Mike Dowson is on the move and he's currently in third place. But here's the man of the minute in the 125A class. It's Aaron Rowe on that super quick little RM125 Suzuki. So he's well on his way. Ian Knight is currently in second position. I think we've got Daniel Mason moving up into third place now. So Daniel Mason is certainly on the move and he seems to be catching Ian Knight for that second place position as they come round to complete another lap. So we might see a change of second place here at the front of this 125 race, because when these riders cross the line, that will be the start of the final lap of this combined 125A and 125B class race. So there's your second place man, number 21 Ian Knight, being chased by that man there, number 14 Daniel Mason, who appears to be on a bit of a charge. So let's see how this pans out as we begin this final lap. But as it stands, it's currently number 177, Aaron Rowe. You can see him there heading towards the finish line. And Ian Knight is currently managing to hold on to that second place, but he's been hounded by Daniel Mason, so I don't know how that's going to finish in terms of second and third, but there's no question at all that this man here is going to take his third win of the afternoon, and quite deservedly so, because he's ridden superbly in this 125 class. So it's a hat-trick of wins for number 177 Aaron Rowe. It's going to be Ian Knight in second position with Daniel Mason in third. Right, next up it's the Twinshock 250 class with their final race of the day. So look out for that man again, number 43 Ryan Ireland, who's made an absolute belter of a start again from start gate as they make their way down the hill. Number 78 in second position. I think that could be Scott Murray in second position, but I've got a little apology to make here because it inadvertently touched the manual focus button on the camera, so it took me a bit of a minute or two to realise exactly what I'd done, but we will repair that slight error in a few seconds. But as you can see, it's Ryan Ireland who leads this race from number 78 Scott Murray in second. He's been hounded there by number 224, that's Andy Hinchcliffe, who looks like he's going to make a move on Scott Murray. So it's Andy Hinchcliffe now in second position. Scott Murray is now in third. And as you can see, there's some very quick 250 riders in this class, but as the riders make their way to cross the finish line for the completion of lap one, it's number 43 Ryan Ireland who's been chased by number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe. And Andy Hinchcliffe's another rider that's had a really good afternoon here at Helsington in 2025, so he's running very well there in that second place position. Scott Murray just going through there in third. But you'd think that with the amount of these 250 Red Rockets that we've got in this country, that a club or organisation might have even started up a Red Rocket 250 championship by now, because let's face it, there's plenty of these bikes available, and these 250 Hondas are again super popular with many of the riders, because there is currently a 125 championship on the go, and a good percentage of those bikes are CR 125 Elsinore. So it's just a thought, and maybe something to think about for the future. So it looks like Andy Hinchcliffe has managed to make that move on second place man Ryan Ireland. So Andy Hinchcliffe going very well there on his 250 Red Rocket. Ryan Ireland in second position there. And once again, the track direction this year at Helsington is running anti-clockwise, whereas in the last few years it's always been clockwise. So it's going to be interesting to find out which direction the riders preferred, but I must say I quite like this anti-clockwise layout from a filming point of view. So there's your race leaders making their way up the hill. It's currently number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe who leads number 43 Ryan Ireland, but Ryan Ireland's made another move at the top of the hill there, and he's now taken back that pole position. So this is a good scrap here at the front between these two very quick 250 riders. Andy Hinchcliffe in second position again is one of the riders that's been very busy here at Helsington this year, because he's also riding his BSA in the classic races, so he's certainly been kept on his toes this afternoon, and he's got a bit of a task there trying to pass that man there in pole position, number 43 Ryan Ireland. But again, a very good race between these two quick riders. There's your third place man, number 78, that's Scott Murray, and guess what, Scott's also riding a CR250 Honda Red Rocket. So Scott Murray's another rider that's been riding very well here this afternoon. He's just behind our two race leaders, number 43 Ryan Ireland and number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe, as they come across the line to complete another lap. So this will be the final lap for these two at the front as they head up the hill for the last time, but currently number 43 Ryan Ireland with the advantage over number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe. I think that could be Jessica Mason there. Looks like Jessica's having some problems with her 250 Michael, but no such problems for this man here, because he's been on top form again this afternoon. Looks like it's going to be another win for number 43 Ryan Ireland. Just a couple of turns to go before the checkered flag, but Andy Hinchcliffe looks like he's maybe going to have one last gasp attempt as they come down the hill. Ryan Ireland keeping that inside line to keep it tight as they head towards the checkered flag, but it's going to be another win for number 43 Ryan Ireland from number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe in second position. So that brings us quite nicely on to race 19, and this will be the third and final race for the Twinshock 60 plus class. And again, look out for the man who's been dominating this class this afternoon, number 133 Peter Williamson. I can see number 119 Gordon Forbes on the line there. Also number 20, that's Trevor Petrie on that lovely John Hand 4-stroke Rotax machine. So there's some quite quick riders in this veterans 60 plus class. It looks like we've got a rider there having a bit of a problem trying to get that Husqvarna fired up. He's kicking away there, big style, but I think that's Mark Burrows there on the 250 Husqvarna. Still not fired up as yet. Kicking and better kicking, but it looks like he's going to sit this one out because the bike just refuses to start. So the riders leave the line. Gordon Forbes has made a cracking start there, but it looks like John Eden, Peter Williamson nearly did a wipeout there and nearly lost the front end of that bike, but it's John Eden who has the whole shot from Peter Williamson in second position. So in this last and third race for the 60 plus class. It looks like it's number 240, John Eden, who leads number 133, Peter Williamson. And I think John's been playing second fiddle to Peter Williamson all afternoon, so looks like he's got the jump on him this time. So as they come down to complete lap 1, it's that man there, number 240, John Eden, who leads number 133, Peter Williamson. Third place is Craig Holmes, number 139, number 490, Michael. Looks like Gordon Forbes is currently in fourth, so Gordon Forbes again doing well on that big Michael. So as the rest of the pack come across the line to complete lap 1, we're looking at number 33 there. I think that could be Neil Eastwood there on the YZ465 Yamaha as they make their way up the hill and back down the other side. But on lap 2, John Eden certainly appears to have stretched a bit of a lead on that man there, number 133, Peter Williamson. Peter Williamson, of course, has already won 2 races here this afternoon on that big 480cc Honda, but it's John Eden on the YZ490 Yamaha who leads that man there, Peter Williamson, in second position. But once again, a big shout out to the hard-working Westmorland Motor Club members who have worked super hard to bring us some of the perfect Helsington Classic Scramble, because it does take quite a lot of organisation and weeks of work to make these kind of events all happen. And with over 100 years of experience in organising these kind of scrambles, the Westmorland Motor Club are certainly the past masters in their field, if you'll pardon the pun. So we're back with our current race leader, number 240, John Eden, on the YZ490 Yamaha. It'd be quite good if John could secure this win, because he certainly deserves it, because he, as I said, he's had 2 second position finishes already this afternoon behind Peter Williamson. So who knows, this could be the race that John takes his first win of the afternoon. So it's Peter Williamson who's currently in second position. You just see Peter going through there, so he's got a bit of work to do to catch John Eden. It's currently Craig Holmes in third position. I think that looks like that could be Chris Cannon there in fourth. And if this Helsington racetrack event is maybe something that you'd like to come along to in 2026, or maybe even take part, then just head along to the Westmorland Motor Club's website or Facebook page, and those guys will keep you informed as to what's coming up in 2026. So there's your race leader crossing the line to begin his final lap of this Twinshock 60 plus race. It's number 240, John Eden. We're looking at number 119, Gordon Forbes from Gairloch Head in Scotland. So Gordon again doing very well there on his old Twinshock Michael. But it's been an excellent ride from John Eden. He took the lead of this race quite early on after the drop of the gate, and it looks like he's got a comfortable lead over second place man Peter Williamson. So it looks like John's going to chalk up his first win of the afternoon. So another excellent ride from John Eden as he crosses the line to take his first win of the afternoon. And coming across the line in second position this time, it's number 133. That's of course Peter Williamson. So we're moving right along and into race 20, and this is the Twinshock 45 to 59 years of age, and as usual this will also be their final race of the afternoon. And I think we've got a slight delay to the start here due to the very experienced Kentdale medics there looking after an injured rider, but I think we're almost good to go. So it looks like everybody's got their engines all running, and their starting marshals are just getting into position. The man with the paddle board there with 15 seconds on it is just about to raise it. He's getting the thumbs up from all the riders, so looks like we're good to go. The 5-second board is now being displayed. Willie Burgess has made a good start there, but Mark Fulton looks like he got squeezed into the ropes there as they head down the hill, but I think it's Willie Burgess who has got the early running, but it's now number 4, Richard Mason on the big YZ Yamaha, who's your race leader. So Richard Mason's off to an absolute flyer here. Second place man, number 48, Mark Fulton. So this could be a good scrap between these two very quick riders as they already complete lap 1, and it's number 4, Richard Mason, with the advantage over number 48, Mark Fulton, in second position. And as you can see, things getting a bit dusty as the afternoon progresses. It's been absolutely super hot here at Helsington this year. I think some of the temperatures were up into the 30 degrees at one point, but things are certainly hotting up here at the front, because there's your race leader, number 4, Richard Mason. Now there doesn't seem to be any sign of Mark Fulton or Willie Burgess on this lap, so I don't know what's happened to those two riders, but they've just not come through on this second lap, so it's a bit of a mystery. There's number 55, that's Keith Barnes on that lovely Alan Blues CCM. So as I said, I don't know what's happened to Mark Fulton or Willie Burgess, because they just seem to have disappeared off the track. So that will certainly please this man here at the front, number 4, Richard Mason, because he's got a very comfortable lead over the second place man, which we'll try and find out who it is in just a second. Looks like it's number 661. I think that's Carol Hodgson there, who's now second on the Michael. Third place looks like it's Craig Smith from my hometown of Dunfermline. So Richard Mason making his way up the hill, and he's looking very comfortable there at the front. Second place man is currently Carol Hodgson. Third is Craig Smith. Now, I don't have a clue as to what happened here. I just turned around and this rider was lying on the deck, and it looks like he collided with a couple of the Kentdale paramedics. I do remember one of the paramedics had a leg injury. You can just see him lying on the ground there. Now, we don't have a clue as to who the rider is, because he's not listed in the race programme, but it looks like this race is going to be stopped because that rider's lying in a quite precarious part of the track, and his big KTM 4-stroker looks a bit second hand there as the marshals try and retrieve it from the side of the track. But that's the Kentdale paramedics there looking after one of their own, because I think that guy on the stretcher suffered some kind of leg injury, but hopefully he's okay. And our rider is making his way back to the paddock, a bit walking wounded, but nevertheless he looks like he's okay. He's trying to explain to the marshal what happened. It looks like he's kind of lost the front end of the bike, and he says, the bars just went this way and the bars just went that way, and the next thing I knew I was on the deck. But it looks like he's okay and walking wounded. Number 72 there, that's Mark Rucroft. He looks like he's having some kind of issues with his 465 Suzuki there. Doesn't look like that bike's going to fire up. He's been at it for quite some time now, so no, I don't think it's going to happen, Mark. So it looks like Mark is looks like his day's done as far as his Suzuki's concerned. And in fact, the organisers have just decided that this race won't be restarted, so that's going to be a result. So it's going to be number 4. That's going to be Richard Mason, who's going to take the win in this race. Anyhow, next up we go on into race 21, and this is the Twinshock aged 45 plus class. Not such a big lineup as we get nearer the end of the race programme, because these bikes do tend to break down, and riders can have issues as well, so they do tend to pair off as we get near the end of the race programme. But there's still enough bikes in this race to have a good bit of a tussle. But the 15-second board is just about to go up, shortly to be 5 seconds. And as our riders leave the line, Graham Riley's made an absolute belter there on that left-hand side of the start line, and he's fled into the lead. Looks like that's Chris Winder in second position. So as we begin lap 1, it is indeed Graham Riley, number 711 on the 480 Twinshock Honda. Chris Winder is currently in second position, so Chris is another rider who's gone very well here this afternoon. He's in second position, just going round there. There's your third placed rider, that's number 18 Michael Smith, and it looks like it's number 29 Jake Mason, who is currently in fourth as they cross the line to complete lap 1. And of course, if these are the kind of bikes you like to look at, and the kind of racing that you like to have a look at here on YouTube, then you may consider subscribing to my Classic Dirt Bike TV channel, because if you do that small thing, then every time I upload a brand new video, then you'll be notified immediately. And of course, it's all 100% free and doesn't cost you a single dime. So there's your race leader, number 711 Graham Riley, another one of those riders who have been outstanding here at Helsington this afternoon. We're looking at number 28, I think that could be Stephen Coulson, although he's listed in the programme as riding a KTM road tax, and that's certainly not a KTM road tax that Stephen's on. Looks to be like a 490 Micro, but we're back with our race leader at the front of this pack, and he's got a massive lead over second place man at this point. So Graham Riley riding superbly on that very quick 480 Honda. Second position is currently number 62 Chris Winder. There you can see him just coming across the line there. He's got number 62 on his bike and number 8 on his back, just to super confuse me, but I'm still pretty sure that that's Chris Winder on that big Honda. But it's certainly Graham Riley who's in charge of this race. He's led this race from the start gate, and as you can see, he's still got a decent lead between himself and Chris Winder in second position. But Graham's another rider, as I said, who's been riding very well here this afternoon. He crosses the line to start his final lap of this race. Chris Winder in second position, but I don't think Chris is going to get close enough to make any kind of challenge on number 711 Graham Riley. There's your third place man, that was number 18 Michael Smith. As we take a look at number 400 there, that's Charlie Sylvester. So as we head towards the closing stages of this race, looks like Graham Riley is cruising as he heads towards the finish line, and this has been a very dominant display from this talented rider. So it's going to be a win for number 711 Graham Riley, and looks like it's going to be Chris Winder who's going to take that second place position. But well done to Graham Riley for another race win. There's Chris Winder just making his way across the finish line. Okay, so that brings us on to the final two races of the day's programme, and this is the Taylor Trophy Handicap Classic race. This is one of two handicap races that we'll be showing you, and basically this is where all the riders do get some kind of a staggered start. And there's your first man on the line, number 41. That's John Sinnott. Number 456 on the RM Suzuki is Barry Dyson. Number 98 is Liston Bell. Number 51 there, that should be Martin Stokes on his Honda. Number 785 there on the Suzuki is Craig Hunter. He looks like he's getting ready to go. So you can see how the riders are all spaced out, with the less experienced riders at the front and the fast boys at the back. So we're just waiting on the Westmorland officials getting all these guys sorted out, and it looks like it will be John Sinnott will be the first rider to make his way around the track. Then it's up to the fast guys at the back to try and pass everybody before the finish line. And as I said, there is I think £100 in prize money waiting for the lucky winner of this classic handicap race, and we'll of course have the Twinshock handicap race right after this. So we're just about good to go. It looks like Chris Woodward has been demoted down the pack ever so slightly. He's maybe just a little bit far forward than he should be, but it's all down to that man there on the left hand side with the flag. That's Steve Dent, who is going to wave the riders away. So John Sinnott and his company leave the line, just waiting about 15 or 20 seconds, and then this next group of riders will leave the line, just waiting on Steve Dent lifting the flag skyward. So that's the second group of riders away. In this next group we've got Andy Mallock there on the left, Ian Stainton in the middle. We've got number 161, that's Joseph Dent on the right. So that's that group leaving the line. So we're getting down to the fast boys now. We've got Liston Bell there, number 98 on the left, number 177 Aaron Rowe, and of course Ian Knight on the extreme right there. These are the guys that have been winning races here this afternoon. So these three leave the line, so it's up to these guys here to pass all of those other bikes before the end of the race if they want that £100 prize money. But there's your race leader as they come round to complete lap one. It's number 41, that's John Sinnott on that lovely little CZ, and in second position is number 456, it's Barry Dyson. The leaders complete lap one. We're looking at number 51, that's Martin Stokes, and just behind Martin Stokes should be number 161 Joseph Dent. We're looking at number 86 there, that's Mike Dowson on his quite nice CR250 Honda. Just behind Mike is number 62, that's Chris Woodward. But there's no question about our race leader, this man here, number 41, John Sinnott, the man from Blackburn. He's doing quite well there on his CZ, but there's a couple of riders going to catch John up quite shortly, I fear, but 456 Barry Dyson is just about to get overtaken there. I think that could be number 39 who's battling for that second place position. That's Patrick Brown on his Husqvarna, so he moves up into second position. So Patrick Brown's certainly on the move here, and his next job is of course to catch at number 41 John Sinnott. But anyhow, that's your brand new race leader, because he's already passed John Sinnott for the lead of this race. And just to correct myself there, that is of course not a Husqvarna that Patrick's riding, it's a CZ, but he does have a Husqvarna in the paddock. There's your second place man, number 41 John Sinnott. As they come down the hill to complete another lap, it looks like number 75, I think that's Craig Hunter, he's moved up into third position now, so Craig Hunter is on the move, but John Sinnott is currently managing to hold on to that second place position at the moment. And you can see that some of the fast guys are already making their way through the pack. This is the scrap between number 98 Liston Bell and number 177 Aaron Roll. So these are two of the fast guys in this class, and they're certainly on their way. So this man here better get a bit of a hustle on if he wants to keep that pole position. But currently it's number 39 there, Patrick Brown, on the two-stroke CZ machine, as he comes round to complete another lap. But just in the background there you can see just how much of a gap he's got. But Liston Bell is currently in third position as they make their way down the hill. Aaron Rowe is currently in fifth as they come round to complete another racing lap. So my expectations are that these fast guys, these first three riders here, will soon pass number 39 Patrick Brown for the lead of this race before the end of this lap. But it's Liston Bell there, number 98, who looks like he's going to take that second place position, and it's in third place it's Aaron Rowe. But it looks like Patrick Brown's got some kind of a problem with that CZ. I think the engine's died on Patrick's CZ. He's trying to bump start it, but that's a bit of a shame because he was looking really good at the front of this pack. But looks like these guys are just going to fly by, and Patrick's going to be left with a dead CZ. But there's your new race leader as they come down the hill. It's number 177 Aaron Roll, who leads Liston Bell, number 98, on the big four-stroke Jawa machine. So that's quite a contrast there between the light, nimble and flickable little 125 and the big grunter there of the 540 Jawa machine of Liston Bell in second position. And here's the battle at the top of the hill for third and fourth place positions between this man here on the left, number 51 Martin Stokes, and number 86, which is Mike Dowson. Ian Knight looks like he's moved up a place there, but here's the scrap at the front of this pack between number 177 Aaron Rowe and number 98 Liston Bell. But Liston Bell doesn't look like he's finished as yet, because we've still got a lap or two for Liston to maybe do something about that quick little 125 at the front. But as they make their way down the hill again, it's currently Aaron Rowe with the advantage over number 98 there, Liston Bell, in second position. But this, as I said, is the handicap race for all the classics and 125s, and we will have the next classic race for the Twinshock Open class, so that will be coming up just shortly. There's your third place man. It's now Ian Knight in third position. Mike Dowson just going through there, number 86, who's now in fourth position. So there's your main man at the front, Aaron Rowe, number 177. So it's, as I said, quite a contrast between this little squirter here, and I don't mean Aaron, I mean the bike, the little squirter 125 and the bigger, heavier 4-stroke bike of Liston Bell's, and Liston's bike certainly got the power, but of course he doesn't have the nimble handling and the better suspension of that little 125 Suzuki. But Liston Bell is certainly hanging on there in second position as these guys start their final lap of this classic handicap race. So we're going to stick with these two for the final lap just to see if Liston Bell can do anything at all about that fast little 125 of Aaron Rose, but he's certainly a bit closer than he's been in the previous lap. But as they make their way up the hill for the last time, this is going to be Liston's last ever chance to try and do something about that little 125, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So as they come towards the checkered flag, it's going to be a win for number 177 Aaron Rowe, and it's going to be Liston Bell who's going to cross the line in second position. So another good ride here by these two talented racers, and it looks like it's going to be Ian Knight who's going to cross the line in third. And so that brings us on to the final race of the afternoon, and this is the Taylor Trophy Handicap for all the Twinshocks 250 and Open. So basically this is a handicap race for all of the other bikes that didn't take part in the classic handicap. There's number 55 there, that's Keith Barnes on his superb CCM. Number 25 is Craig Smith from my hometown of Dunfermline, so he's another rider to look out for in this race. And just closest to us there is number 37, that's David Herdman. I can see number 159 in there as well, Kevin Allen. So we're just waiting on Steve Dent there, the man with the red flag. He's waiting on all the riders getting in position, and then he'll be letting this first group leave the starting line. So we're currently looking at number 77, that's Dennis Sharp. He's trying to fire up that lovely Curtis Honda with the big Honda XR 500 4-stroke engine. He appears to be having a bit of trouble, but it looks like he's got it fired up now, and he's pushing his bike into position. So it looks like we're just about good to go. So it's down to Mr. Dent there with the red flag and the funny hat to let the first group of riders loose from the line. So as they head off on lap 1, there's your second group. We'll be waiting about 15 or 20 seconds before these guys get the OK. Number 25 again is, I said, Craig Smith. Number 55 is Keith Barnes on the 4-stroke CCM. So Steve Dent just looking to see where the riders are before he lets the next couple of riders loose. Number 400 is Charlie Sylvester. Number 43, of course, is Ryan Ireland, who's also had a fantastic afternoon here. So going to be interested to see what Ryan can do in this Twinshock handicap race. So there's your first pair of riders coming round to complete lap 1. So as these guys head towards the finish line to complete lap 1, it looks like it's number 159, that's Kevin Allen on the big 4-stroke KTM Rotax, who is currently your race leader. Number 86 in second position is Andrew Dodgson on the 250 Honda Red Rocket. We're looking again at number 77, that's Dennis Sharp on the 4-stroke Curtis Honda. Number 400 is Charlie Sylvester. He's been chased by that man there, number 43, Ryan Ireland on the 250 Red Rocket. So another good contrast there between the big Michael of Charlie Sylvester and the 250 Rocket of Ryan Ireland. So as our race leaders come round to complete lap 2, it's currently number 159 Kevin Allen on the big KTM full stroke Rotax, and that's a bike you may remember that we had a look at in our paddock video. An absolute monster of a machine. I think that's a 640cc, if I'm right in saying, but an absolutely beautiful bike. And as you can see, it handles superbly, but Kevin going very well there on the big Rotax. We're looking at number 55 again. It's Keith Barnes on the 4-stroke CCM. Keith's brother Tony Barnes, of course, had a really good afternoon because he won 3 races on his CCM, but Keith again doing well on that Cruise Classic. So there's no question that this is the man that's still in charge here at the front. Kevin Allen on the big KTM Rotax 4-stroke machine, and when he comes round to complete this lap, that will be 3 laps that Kevin have been leading. Second place is currently number 86, that's Andrew Dodson, but Andrew doesn't appear to be close enough to do anything about the power of that big thumper of Kevin Allen. So Kevin currently starting his 4th lap of this race. So it's still Kevin Allen, your race leader, but I think this man here has moved up into 3rd position. It's number 43, Ryan Ireland, so he's certainly on the move. But certainly these fast guys are beginning to make some inroads into our front runners at the front of the pack here, and this is currently your race leader, number 159 Kevin Allen, but in second place it's number 86, which I'm pretty sure is Andrew Dodson, but I've just noticed that there are 2 number 86s riding in this race, and both of those riders are almost riding identical machines, so it's a bit confusing for me, but I still think that that's Andrew Dodson who's currently in second position. But again, apologies if that's not the case, because with 2 number 86s and 2 identical bikes, it's quite confusing, but these 2 are certainly battling for the lead of this handicap Twinshock race. But Kevin Allen is riding an absolute blinder here, because he's managed to keep that number 86 bike of Andrew Dodson behind him. Andrew Dodson looks like he's maybe in the mood to make a challenge for that pole position, but currently it's Kevin Allen, your race leader. But I can certainly see that the fast guys at the back of this pack are slicing their way through these riders, and it won't be too long before they're catching these 2 at the front. It's currently number 159 Kevin Allen who leads at number 86 Andrew Dodson. There's your 3rd placed position rider, number 25, that's Craig Smith on the Myco, so he's already moved up into 3rd position. So with the speed that Craig Smith's got, I think it won't be too long before he passes Andrew Dodson and Kevin Allen at the front. Another rider going well there is number 55 Keith Barnes on the CCM, but this is the man who I think is our new race leader. It's number 86 Andrew Dodson on the 250 Honda Red Rocket. So Andrew Dodson appears to have passed Kevin Allen for the lead of this race. There's Kevin Allen in second position. Craig Smith is very close behind Kevin Allen now, so I think Craig Smith will soon be moving up into second position, but currently it's that man there, Andrew Dodson, your race leader, number 86. As I said, one of 2 number 86s that are taking part in this race. So there's the battle for second and third between Kevin Allen and Craig Smith. So Craig Smith goes up the inside and moves up into second position. So there's your race leader, number 86, Andrew Dodson, on the CR250 Honda Red Rocket. And he's coming under attack now from number 25, Craig Smith. So I fear that we're going to have a change of leadership here at the front, and as they make their way down from the top of the track, it is indeed number 25, Craig Smith, who's now your new race leader of this handicap Twinshock race. So when he crosses the line this time round, it will be the start of the final lap of this handicap race. But whether Craig can hold on to that pole position remains to be seen, because there's a man on a mission in third position, and it's number 711, Graham Riley, and he is absolutely motoring through this pack. There he is there. He's now up into second position, and we've got about half a lap to go for Graham Riley to catch number 25, Craig Smith. So as they head up the hill, Graham Riley absolutely flying on that big 480 Honda. It looks like he's going to make the move on Craig Smith with just a couple of turns to go. So as they head down the hill, it looks like it's going to be that man there, number 711, Graham Riley, who's going to win the Twinshock handicap race here at Helsington 2025. In second position is going to go to Craig Smith, number 25. And it's been another good ride there by number 86, Andrew Dodson, who's going to cross the line in third. So there you go. It's been another highly successful Helsington event for 2025 with perfect weather, some good company, and of course some great racing on the track. So again, a big well done to the Westmorland Motor Club and everybody involved in its organisation, and of course to all of the riders who took part as well. And if you're one of the unfortunate souls who suffered an injury at this event this year, then we do hope that you get well very soon. So from all of us here at the Helsington Scramble and Classic Dirtbike TV, we'll see you all again in 2026. Until then, it's cheerio for now.